surprising. Oh, hello on the Black White Dollars, the Wrestling SmackDown. Ed 38-14. Really surprising start to the show. Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. I thought this would be like a main event match. Solid match, these two good workers together. But of course, as Roman Reigns is getting the advantage, the Wyatts interfere. And frankly, Reigns does a good job of handling them himself. But Mark Henry and the Big Show come out. And they help out a little bit. Again, it looks like Reigns didn't really need them that much. Hit Superman Punch, Wyatts bail out. Pretty standard, really. Oh, Mark Henry and the Big Show. Why? Just why? Why do we need these two squashing the Wyatt family, who have just been so beaten lately? The Wyatt family are probably the most beaten tag team at the moment, more so than Ryback. Bray Wyatt's lost a lot of his glim and glat? I don't even know what that is. Basically, the Wyatts are in desperate need of rehab. They're old hat now. They just keep losing. They can only win if all three of them attack one person, and even then, quite often they lose. The Wyatt family gimmick is definitely dying at the moment. Again, this is quite interesting. Let me pause that a second. I'm in the middle of editing as well as watching SmackDown. Yes! Yeah, a Seth Rollins and RVD is next. Like, SmackDown's usually the Seth and Ambrose show. There's no Ambrose, and they've used up Roman Reigns and Seth in the first half an hour of the show. This worries me greatly for this episode of SmackDown. But this was a good match. These two phenomenal wrestlers. And as it should be, Seth getting a clean win and just showing that he's a damn good performer and deserves to be Money in the Bank. But, as they said, I wouldn't cash it in right now with Lesnar around. Probably not the time to do that. Since I was not very well Monday, I didn't do my Raw review. I was literally dead. SmackDown's going over the whole Nikki and Brie segment. And my god, this is some of the absolute worst acting ever. Like, Brie Bella's crying. I think Nikki is actually really good. She is doing well as a bitch, throwing a shoe at her sister. Amazing stuff. But Brie is just like, if I squint more, it looks like I'm crying. Why, Nikki? Why? Must squint harder. That equals emotion. Oh, dear God. She's just awful, and her sister's breasts are so much better. Okay, a sadly, woefully short match between Emma and Paige. These two had good matches. They were both in the match for the the first ever NXT Women's Championship, and they had a phenomenal match. Emma is so woefully underused. She is amazing. She is a really good in-ring talent, and she has a good comedic timing. But you don't have a storyline for her. Give her one. Oh, it's WWE. But then after this match, Paige wins nice and clean, as she should, as being the champion. AJ then comes out with a box of chocolates. And she's being all... And it's like, oh, these are for you because you love me, Paige. You said we're best friends. And they're like, Paige is like, I don't know what to do here. You're a bit weird. Just looking at her. And then AJ's like, eat one! And Paige, you know, and then spits it back in the tray of chocolates. And skips away triumphantly with the music playing. And then AJ looks like really hurt, really... Oh, she has the most beautiful eyes. She is literally a living anime character. And then I think the cameras kind of missed it, and I'm pretty sure AJ ate the chocolate that Paige spat back out. Or at least that's the way I'm taking it from this. And yeah, that's hot. A really weird storyline between these two, but they're just so weird and they're doing it well. And AJ is fantastic as this mental off the cuff, off the rails. That's rails straight. Off them is not straight. This is weird. Off the rails mental character. And Paige is finding her feet as a heel. It's a bit hard because AJ is just I think she's just a natural heel, but love it. These two women wrestling, that's interesting. Let's stop the whole Nikki and Brie thing. Okay, Swagger versus Rusev. This was actually a really good match. It looks like they might have dropped the Mark Henry Rusev thing. Swagger Rusev though, this I think was their best match so far. The crowd were really into it. You got a lot more tension because Swagger actually managed to escape the Accolade once and was on the verge of escaping it again. But that's when Bo Dallas got involved, which I'll go into in a second. Yeah, Bo Dallas did a little promo there. Okay. And then Jack Swagger's on the verge. He's standing. He's getting Rusev up. He's managed to stand all the way up from the Accolade. And then a towel flies out of nowhere. I did not know where the hell this thing came from. And then as the ref's got this towel that suddenly appeared next to him, and he's sort of throwing it back out to the others, Bo grabs Swagger's legs, pulls him down, Rusev lands on Swagger, Accolade is locked in, and the tap is done. So Swagger loses to Rusev thanks to thanks to Bo Dallas and his smart plan. It was actually quite good. You see a replay afterwards. Rusev celebrating in the ring. Boom, flag drops down because, you know, you really needed that flag match because this doesn't just happen every week. But yeah, Bo Dallas, I really loved his interference. Throwing in the towel and then you see him sneaking and properly, waiting for the ref to move like Metal Gear Solid style and sneaks around to the other side of the ring and gets the legs, taking him down. And then afterwards he's like, this is I like this character. It's like Bo is just so angry that Swagger didn't Bo leave. It's just Bo leaving is something that Bo Dallas expects you to do, and if you don't do it, it slightly takes him off hinge. Because he just goes to Swagger and is like, you could have won. I saved you from embarrassing yourself. If you had just Bo leaved, you could have won. And then just lays into him, hits a running Bodog. So yeah, this is quite an interesting feud. It's sort of crossing over with the Rusev angle and making Bo have a lot more character and a very definite heel. If they can keep it up, he should be a solid contender. Okay, this has been a running theme. Miz in the back, talking about just on the phone to a movie stars, and a hand taps him and he's just like, ah, get off, get off. And carries on talking. He's like, oh yeah, I'll make the part. It's like, I'm amazing, my face is beautiful. And then it's Kane just grabs the phone off him and is like, Miz cannot make it because he is already booked in a match with someone who is known for kicking off money makers. Shameless. This is kind of making Miz babyface in this context. This is really weird. I don't get why Kane and Miz are having a mini backstage storyline. And it's just basically Miz getting put in matches with people that punch faces. Or kick faces, or do something to faces. Yeah. Bit of a strange, I don't know where this storyline's going, if it's just a random SmackDown thing to fill time, but I quite like them as his new role, and let's see how he does with Sheamus. Okay, next is the Usos versus Dust. Well, actually no, isn't it? Stardust versus one of the Usos, with their partners on the outside of the ring. Before the match starts, Goldust gets on the mic and is like, man, we're sorry about Monday. We felt we were so close to those titles and just have it taken away in that circumstance. We just lost our cool. This water under a bridge, we're sorry. And the Usos, yeah, that's good. Very, very quick match, barely time for anything. Finishes with a roll-up. Stardust is pinned very quickly. And then Goldust and Stardust just confirm they are heels by beating the shit out of the Usos. Both of them, and as injured Uso, I can never remember which way around it is, gets in. Stardust takes out the injured leg, and they deliver a beatdown to both of them, clear the ring. And I think we have our #1 contenders. This should be interesting. As I say, these are two absolutely phenomenal tag teams, such high-level workers, and they've had amazing feuds over the last couple of years, so let's see if they can bring it together. Can't wait to see these teams actually have a full-on battle. Okay, and The Miz is... Am I just sitting in a weird place? There we go, that's a bit better. The Miz is in the ring, and he brings out Damien Mizdown, his stunt double, gets on commentary. Sheamus tries taking a swing, and then Miz gets out of there. And that gives a distraction for Sandow to get on top. Of course, Sheamus comes back, gets the victory. And the Miz... And when the... words are not working right now. When Sheamus is distracted, the Miz gets in, blindsides him, and then runs away, walking up the entrance ramp. Ha, I'm smarter than you. Ziggler comes out of nowhere, chucks Miz back in the ring. Sandow is up. Miz ducks out the way. Sandow takes a bro kick to the face. And Miz gets out there in the crowd and just... So basically, this intermingling all four of these storylines, I quite like it. Actually, yeah, Sheamus isn't really involved in the storyline. It's more Miz and Ziggler, but nice little addition. I wish they'd then given Ziggler a bit more time afterwards, maybe a little promo. But as long as Ziggler's getting some attention and he's getting part of the storyline, that's something I can't complain around. Complain about. Come on. As I say, I was out of it at the beginning of this week, so I've just recovered. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. Sorry, what? The Big Show just did a sunset flip. Impressive. And despite Big Show and Mark Henry being in the main event, it was actually really good and solid. Sorry, there's a square following me around on my little viewfinder. I think I pressed some weird buttons. Anyway, yeah, this was a really good six-man tag. They waited to the end to get Roman Reigns in, and they are making Roman Reigns look like $1,000,000. As I say, the Wyatts are kind of getting squashed regularly all the time now, but Roman Reigns looks so good going in this. Mark Henry and the Big Show actually did do some good work in this match. Don't quite know where they're going to go with it though. I suppose it's setting up for just the Wyatts versus Big Show and that other guy's with Mark Henry, that's the one. But I don't see why, since they've already defeated the Wyatts so many times. Unless it's going to end up in like a handicap match with Bray involved against just these two. So, there's options. They're setting up various options. I miss Dean Ambrose so much to my soul. He is the top babyface at the moment, in my opinion. And is sadly missed. This is bad timing for him to go off for a bit. What am I doing? I'm at the end. So, that is what I thought. If you have any better ideas, let me know. If you think I need to improve things, let me know. Just tell me anything, alright? TTFN.